What if I told you one of the most expensive foods on Earth was once so common? People used it as fertilizer? Sounds insane, right? But it's true. Lobster was once considered poor man's food, fed to prisoners, given to servants, and eaten so often, people actually complained about it. And today, that same creature can cost more than a luxury steak. So what happened? Why did lobster go from trash to treasure? Stay with me, because the truth is way deeper than you think. When lobster was worthless, let's go back in time. Hundreds of years ago, lobsters were everywhere. We're talking piles of them washing up on beaches. People didn't need to fish for them, they just picked them up. And because there were so many, they had almost no value. In fact, there are stories of prisoners protesting because they were fed lobster too often. Imagine that. Today, people pay thousands. Back then, people refused to eat it. But then something changed. The rise of demand. Fast forward to today. Lobster is no longer common food. It's a luxury experience. Fancy restaurants, five-star hotels, romantic dinners. Lobster became a symbol of status. And once something becomes premium, demand skyrockets. Now millions of people want it. But here's the problem. Nature can't keep up. The slow life of a lobster. Unlike chicken or fish, lobsters don't grow fast. They grow painfully, slowly. It takes around 7 years just to reach a size worth selling. And for the big premium ones, even longer. Think about that. 7 years just to end up on someone's plate. And here's the brutal truth. Many lobsters never make it. They die young, get eaten, or don't survive harsh conditions. So from the very beginning, supply is already limited. Why farming lobsters is so difficult? You might be thinking, why not just farm lobsters like chickens or fish? Sounds simple, but it's not. Lobsters are incredibly fragile when young. Their eggs are delicate. Babies get sick easily, they even eat each other. Yes, lobsters are cannibalistic. That means you can't just raise them together easily. And even if you try, most of them won't survive, which is why, even today, most lobsters still come from the wild ocean, and that makes them rare and expensive. The dangerous job of catching lobsters. Catching lobsters isn't just hard, it's dangerous. Fishermen go out into deep waters, sometimes in rough weather, dropping heavy traps to the ocean floor. They wait, pull them up, and hope there's something inside. But even then, not every lobster can be kept. There are strict rules. Small ones, release them. Egg-carrying females, put them back. Certain sizes, illegal to keep. These rules protect the species, but they also reduce supply, which means higher prices. Timing is everything. Here's something most people don't know. Lobster prices change depending on the season. In summer, lobsters are more active, easier to catch, more supply, lower prices. But in winter, they go deeper, harder to find, more dangerous to catch. Supply drops, prices rise. Simple economics. The cost of keeping lobsters alive. Now imagine this. You've caught a lobster. Great, but you can't just freeze it like fish. It has to stay alive until it's cooked. That means special tanks controlled temperature, oxygen supply, and if you're transporting it, even more complex systems, because if the lobster dies, it loses value. So the entire supply chain is built around keeping it alive, and that costs money. A lot of money. The hidden costs you never see. Let's break it down. Behind one lobster dish, there's an entire system. Fishermen risking their lives, boats burning expensive fuel, workers handling and sorting transport systems, keeping them alive, restaurants storing them carefully. Every step adds cost. So when you pay a high price, you're not just paying for food. You're paying for the entire journey, the psychology of luxury. Now here's the interesting part. Lobster isn't just expensive because of supply, it's expensive because of perception. People see lobster as fancy, rare, special. And when people believe something is premium, they're willing to pay more. That's called perceived value. And lobster has mastered it. Climate change and future risks. But things are getting even more complicated. Ocean temperatures are rising. Habitats are changing. Some lobster populations are shrinking, which could make lobster even rarer in the future. And when something becomes rarer, prices go even higher. Can lobster ever become cheap again? So, will lobster ever become cheap like before? Probably not. Unless we find a way to farm them efficiently, which scientists are still trying to do. Lobster will remain a luxury item because nature simply can't produce them fast enough. So next time you see lobster on a plate, don't just see food. See the 7-year journey, the risk, the effort, the entire system behind it, from ocean depths to your dinner table. And maybe then, that high price will finally make sense. If you found this surprising, location changes everything. If you live near the ocean, lobster might be relatively cheaper. But if you live inland, different story. Transportation costs increase. Handling becomes harder. Loss risk goes up. So the same lobster can cost double or triple depending on where you are. Subscribe for more videos like this, because the world is full of things that look simple on the outside, but have crazy stories behind them. And trust me, this is just the beginning.